Looks like the new season's a no-go. The league's folded up and is no mo. But a pep talk from Gretz, and Shoresy's thinking, what's next? For the team now, there isn't a no-show.
That fresh produce stand there, that's a beauty.
What do you listen to?
My favorite murder podcast.
Taggart and Torrance podcast.
The produce stand.
Fucking sexy.
You heard the man. It's the Produce Stand, your favorite source for everything in the universe. I'm Al, your host. Tanya, Matt, and Victor are on the mics, and tonight we're going to keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm from the east. I look my niggas from the west. Everybody chilling.
And just like Dola, we're feeling blessed tonight to introduce tonight's guest panelist. He's born and raised in Edmonton, a father of two, husband of one. He works at a truck body manufacturing plant, a diehard Oilers fan and music lover. Please join me in making some noise for Jay.
Who wants to set the tone, boys? Who's gonna fucking set it? Yeah! Whoa! Let's get on the go, boys! This team will never lose again.
Welcome back to the Produce Stand. Jay, how are you now?
Good, and you?
Not so bad. So you are speaking to us right now from Edmonton, correct?
You bet.
How's the weather out there?
It is snowing and it's in March, so that's all I can say about that.
Par for the course.
Hey, you guys have had it better than us for quite some time.
Yeah, we've had I can't complain at all. It's been above zero more than it's been under zero for like a month and a half. So
Yeah.
we're doing all right.
How's that possible?
I have no idea. This has been the weirdest winter we've ever had.
This has been one of the worst winters we've ever had. And especially me. By the way,
first time doing winter here.
That's a skill issue.
Shut up. Anyway, I just showed off my cast. Well, you know what? Let's get this rig rolling because this isn't Jay's first rodeo. So tonight's lineup is going to be Al, Matt, Tanya, Victor, and our guest Jay will have the last word. Last week, you guys heard that I had a bit of an accident. I went to the ER and had my dislocated wrist reset. And then last week I went to the fracture clinic like almost a week later, only to learn from the doctor that, you need surgery. So I had surgery last Wednesday on my wrist. They put a plate in. So now I am 4 to 6, closer to 6. Won't be able to play guitar for at least 8 to 10 probably. I'm in a bit of discomfort and pain, but here I am once again, one-handed typing and running this show with one arm, but don't feel sorry for me. I'll be okay.
It's okay. We made it.
Yes,
we're good.
But yeah, the winter's been kind of crazy over here. It looks like we're finally going to get some warmer weather later this week. Finally, maybe some of the snow will disappear. And we had last week, we also had Brad Bonello visit the Produce Stand, and that interview went out first thing today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview. I thought it was a lot of fun. Matt and Victor, you and I were part of it. So, and I bet you Tanya hasn't listened to it, but Jay, have you listened to it yet?
Yeah, I just listened to it today for the first time.
Yeah, he was a fun guy. And learning that he lives literally up the road from my parents. So we're definitely going to get together and have some beers in Bradford.
Yeah. I think my favorite fact is he's basically a walking, talking version of like Clive Silvestri is him. Like,
for sure.
They don't stray very far from each other, and it was awesome.
No, exactly. So that was my week. I can't think of am I watching anything interesting right now? No, not really. We watched the first 2 episodes of the Scrubs reboot, and so far so good. It's really enjoyable. I think they hit all the right notes coming out the gate. So looking forward to seeing more of that. And actually watching that, Tanya got interested in actually going back and watching the original Scrubs because she'd never seen it before. And she's like, oh, that's kind of fun. Can we watch that? I'm like, sure, let's go back and watch it. So we're kind of starting all over with Scrubs. Matt, how have you been?
It's another week. Shit's crazy. Quickly on the TV note, I just crushed that first season of that show Pluribus or whatever.
Oh, so good. I love that show.
Yeah, I watch it because I still to this day think Breaking Bad is one of the best shows ever made. So Vince Gilligan did it, so I had to watch it. I still don't even know what I watched.
Right?
It's
I know.
Wildly
but in the best way. In the best way, I think. Anyway.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like some parts I was like furious. Other points I'm like, there's really nothing to be mad at. And then it's
There aren't any good guys.
No, but there aren't even bad guys. It's the weirdest fucking concept.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, and so I crushed the whole season. I thought it was very interesting, and then now just to bring in some therapy into my life, I'm rewatching Ted Lasso again. So
just to feel good again, right?
Yeah, it's such a great show, man. I think this is now my third watch through on this one, and it's still.
And I think the new season, I think I read somewhere it's going to come out in August.
Yeah, so that's kind of, I knew that was coming out at some point this year, so I'm kind of getting ahead of that. Aside from that, I mean, just works, I don't know, shithole, but things happen. Boss and I aren't getting along too well. That's always fun, but won't get into that. On the home front, just picking up. I've started about 15 different projects around the house.
Of course, you have. What holes are you digging now? Or
well, it started with the banister. So I'd done the I don't know if I ever mentioned this. So I did the upstairs a few years ago, but I never did the going up the stairs. So I decided to finally do that. And just one day out of nowhere, I ripped the old banister out and completely destroyed it. So now I have no banister or railing. And I started doing the new one, thinking it was not going to be as difficult as it turned out to be. And then I got almost towards the end and realized I fucked the whole thing up.
Oh, fun.
So my solution to that was to just abandon it and nail a 2x4 as a temporary railing to my stairwell. And now Jen's had enough of it. And she's like, you need to deal with this. So I'm still avoiding it, and we'll see how long I can go. But anyways, I've got to restart, and that's fun to look forward to because it tested my frustration to its max. But aside from that, I've been tearing paint off the wall in the bathroom because that also didn't need to be done, but I decided to start doing that. And
dude, if you want projects, come to my house. We got tons of projects you can
please
work on.
I love it, man. I just got to finish one. That's my problem.
That's my problem too, though.
Well, I'm like an instant gratification kind of person. So if I don't get things if I don't see the big picture finished really quickly, I get bored and then I move on to something else. And
how do you do with IKEA furniture?
Oh, I love IKEA furniture.
I'm a master of IKEA furniture. So I didn't used to like it, but now I get it. I don't like it, but I laugh. And but yeah. Anyways, that's my week. Just
amazing.
Doing shit.
Tanya, are you there? She's not there.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Through all right?
Tanya's not on the screen right now, but she is on the phone upstairs, and hopefully will be joining us later. How was your week?
I'm laughing at Matt. I love your stories, Matt. Yes. Always.
They don't make any sense.
I just love them so much.
I think she's drunk already.
Oh my gosh. What my week? We're watching another show. Oh, I can't even hear myself. We're watching another show called High Potential.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we are watching that. That's fun. That's a fun one.
Yes, it's a super fun show, and I'm really enjoying that one. I don't even know what's going on. I'm Al's new left hand.
Yes.
So that's fun.
Hey girl, hey.
Calm down, settle down. I'm right-handed, Matt. All right.
I'm sorry to hear that it took so long.
It's just been, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for coming out.
There's not.
I'm going to agree my stories are better.
Yeah, she doesn't work well on her own, Al. You're going to have to keep her next to you next time.
Even with an extra hand, she's not doing very well.
I'm multitasking and failing at all of it. But I'm laughing. So, hey, that's something.
All right. We'll move on to Victor then. Victor, how's your week?
Thanks for coming out, Dan.
Oh man. It's a good thing we didn't see the video because I'm not sure what she's multitasking at, but it's clearly very distracting. Let's see. How's my week? I don't know. It's all right. Well, let me start with a little advice from Matt.
Do you have a headache or something? Why are you holding your head that way?
Are we stressing you out? Because I've never seen you stressed.
Yeah, no, you're stressing me out. Listen, if you're not getting along with your boss, unless you're the problem, the only way out of it is a new boss.
Yeah. You offering me a job?
There's many different ways to get a new boss.
Is this one of them? Just theoretically.
So I'm just saying. Unless you're the problem, in which case the boss is not going to fix anything for you.
I would say I'm not entirely not the problem, but you know,
I was going to say
that
there's a 30% chance that Matt's 60% of the problem.
I'm not a non-contributor, but overall, I would
well,
say
you need to fix that part first, and then deal with your boss after that. But anyway, I don't know. I'm not sure what. There's a big piece of news that I didn't share last time. So Linda and I have been planning a new vacation, and it's all planned and it's ready to go.
And
we're going to be in April. We'll be going to Japan.
Japan.
Is there what train is there?
What trains aren't there? Are you kidding me? He's going to Japan.
The Shinkansen, which is the bullet,
speed,
obviously the bullet.
Oh, right, the really fast one. Got it.
You suck. Anyway, so we're really looking forward to that one, and we're going to take it. I think at least two times while we're there. We're gonna go to Tokyo. I've got a buddy that lives there, which is going to be cool to see him. And then we're going to take the Shinkansen from there to Kyoto, I think. And then from there, I think we're going to go to Osaka, and then from there we're going to fly home.
Nice.
Altogether, it's going to be 9 or 10 days.
Take lots of notes because my daughter's been bugging me. It's like she made me promise that I'd take her to Japan one day. But also don't tell her that you went to Japan because then I won't hear the end of it.
Oh, okay.
Well, just send her with them.
Right.
Save yourself trip.
I'll just tell her all about the train excursions.
There you go.
So
actually, Japan's definitely is a bucket list place for me.
Mine too, and that's why I told her I'd take her. But
it's easy to go with just kind of you and Tanya. If you take the kids, it becomes expensive. Or you and the daughter.
Yeah.
I think that would be fine.
Yeah, I think that might be.
Once you add more people, then it becomes a little.
Because it's a very long trip. I'm not sure Tanya would want to do that.
The flight is very long. We have a direct flight there, and it's going to be a hop in Vancouver and then back home on the way back. But
so wait, direct from Toronto to Tokyo? How long is that flight?
I think it's like 13 hours or something like that.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's like.
But you're on a plane.
Sure.
Like it's cool.
No, I know. Do you have at least like a cool like sleeper seat or something, or?
You know how much a sleeper on a plane would cost? You got
that big director money. So
yeah, I was going to say you're making all that money, all that cabbage.
No, like smart people don't spend their money on a sleeper on a plane. That's people don't do that.
Okay.
Normal people don't do it. Anyway, so that's something really cool, something to look forward to. And I think I told you guys I started watching that show, Being Erica again. There's a lot of Letterkenny Shoresy universe connections.
Of course, it's a Canadian show, so they have to all do the rounds, right?
Laurence Leboeuf.
Yeah, she's in there.
Laurence Leboeuf.
Whatever. Lots of other connections, and then lots of people from Train 48. But it's a really good show. It's a little bit wacky and whatever, but I certainly recommend it. It's really good.
Very cool. All right, and now our guest out in Edmonton, Jay. How are you now?
Not too bad. It's I turned 50 last month.
That's
so
right.
That was something else.
Congratulations!
Made it.
Happy birthday! Yeah, you made it.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Did you roll in gracefully or not
It's
so
all
gracefully?
downhill from there. No, fairly gracefully. Yeah, everything's going all right. I'm watching a show right now on TV called This Town. Have you guys ever heard of that?
This Town.
I have not.
It's the same guy that does Peaky Blinders, House of Guinness.
Okay.
That Rogue Heroes, and it's kind of a period show about like it reminds me a lot of like that. I can't remember the name of it now. That Irish show where they were the band back in the 80s. I can't remember.
I remember I forget the name, but yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
It feels the same kind of tone as that. It's just kids in a town where there's nowhere to go, kind of going towards music to kind of get out.
Yeah.
But it's really well done. It's an
cool.
excellent show if anyone's looking for a new one to watch.
Now you're out in Edmonton. Did you get a chance to check out the Shoresy Classic while they were out there?
Yeah, I did. We went and took a look at that. Like, I really had no idea what to expect, to be honest. Like, I'd heard everything that you guys had said, and the game was better than I expected it to be honest. Like,
well, you probably had a hell of an alumni team.
Yeah, they were all like from the 2006 when we went to the final there. Like, it was kind of like that team and a bunch of other guys.
Okay.
So they're all still
Ryan Smith on there and stuff.
50 years old. Like, they're all still pretty good.
Yeah.
So they were trying for most of the game, which we didn't really expect. Like,
Right.
I think Kiso even referenced it in his ESPN piece that Rafi Torres was like out trying to win the game. Like, he wasn't playing an alumni game against a bunch of actors. He was trying to win.
That's crazy.
But we were shocked that, like, we'd heard that the crowds were kind of progressively getting bigger and bigger, but we had, like, I think it was almost 13,000 people, and
wow,
I didn't expect that at all. Like, I thought the whole upper bowl might be tarped off or something, but it was half full. Like, it was crazy.
It's amazing. Yeah. That's so cool.
No, they put on a great show. No one that was there was complained with what they got, for sure.
Yeah. No, it's a fun show to watch for sure. And yeah, that was the second last stop. And then they I think the very next night they were in Vancouver, but yeah, I'm glad they got to those cities out there. And you knew that Kiso wanted to. He wanted at least to hit Calgary, and you can't go to Calgary without going to Edmonton. So
no,
yeah, very cool. All right. So let's get this thing started, shall we?
Previously,
last week we covered episode 1 of Shoresy 5. Keep it simple. That episode was the first unicorn of the season. This week we cover episode 2 of Shoresy 5, the great one. It's going to be an interesting night, I think. So let's see. Are we all ready? Matt, are you ready?
Yeah.
Victor, are you ready?
He's going.
Tanya, are you ready? Are you still there?
Let's get on the go, boys.
Oh, and Jay, are you ready?
Set the tone.
Good, because you're fucking going. Yeah! Let's get on the go, boys.
All right. So we open
that Monday night energy
with a musical montage set to the song Driver's Seat by Sony. Shoresy leaves the penalty box, takes to the ice in his Blueberry Bulldogs number 69 sweater. They're playing the Norseman. Shoresy takes a lead pass, but realizes that behind him, all the players begin fighting. So he takes a slap shot at the opposing goalie's head, who's just standing there watching the fight, and then proceeds to skate around, slashing the ankles of all the opposing players who are fighting his teammates. The refs step in and eject Shoresy from the game. Shoresy walks past the fans of the opposing team to the locker room. They're all yelling and throwing popcorn at him. He's enjoying every second of it. The music stops abruptly, and we see Shoresy waking up from a nap. It was all a dream. His phone rings. Oh, Canada is his ringtone. Next scene, Shoresy is walking through the hallways of the arena towards Nat's office. You can hear Nat on the phone yelling at somebody. Shoresy lets himself in. Nat, Meeg, and Zieg are in their usual spots behind Nat's desk. Nat's still on the phone saying that there's nothing she can do. Zieg takes a pot shot at Shoresy's light blue tracksuit. Nat finally hangs up the phone with a shut the fuck up Sanguinet.
Was that Sanguinet?
No, Han Solo.
Where is he?
The Millennium Falcon.
Huh?
At home.
Why is Sanguinet at home?
He's not coming.
Zeke smells like a chicken coop, but he'll get used to it just like everybody else.
Fuck you, Shoresy.
Don't worry, Zeke. New smells just mean you're becoming a woman.
Fuck you, Shoresy.
Why isn't Sanguinet here?
Because the NOSHO folded.
Huh?
The NOSHO folded.
The entire league folded?
There were only 5 teams. We've been hanging on by a thread for a while.
Can't hear away from a full-on collapse.
The Sioux Hunt folded.
They're the only ones that didn't, leaving them and us.
What about Timmins?
Not enough players.
In North Bay?
Not enough ice.
And the other Sioux?
Bankrupt.
And there's nothing you can do?
You would have done it.
I'm sorry, Shoresy. I tried.
Shoresy turns around, presumably to cry. Nat management try to console him.
Look, there was a lot of buildup to get you to coach. We can figure something out.
Don't be a liar.
The transition to life after hockey is tough. We'll continue to be here.
Don't be a pussy.
Then stop standing there like you had a miscarriage, bitch.
Did you not fucking feed it today?
Oh, buck up and go get your dick sucked.
Just keep some fucking crumbled up treats in a baggie in your desk.
No one's more disappointed than I am, Shoresy. I grew up in this league. I'm devastated it's gone.
It's not that.
Senior hockey is not dead. Far from it.
It's not that either.
Then what is it, slut? You pooped yourself?
He's probably sad he won't get to wear that tracksuit again.
Oh my God, he is.
He's iconic.
What?
This blue. It's iconic.
It's a Care Bear color.
Don't you think I look like a celebrity?
You don't look like a celebrity.
Huh?
Looks like Gay Run DMC.
Well, not like a celebrity, but like a personality.
You look like a fucking popsicle.
Bro, more baby blue?
I think this is more of a Robin Zag blue.
It's a hibiscus blue.
It's an Easter color.
You're a fashion guy now, eh?
I read in Men's Health that your clothes are supposed to make you feel good.
So
I never thought of that before.
10 seconds out of hockey and he's Coco Chanel.
He's Lady Gaga.
He's Zendaya.
All right, before I go any further, do we want to talk about the cold open, even though it wasn't a cold open?
That wasn't a cold open.
All right, I just want to make sure.
No, the cold open was the dream.
Was the dream. All right. And did you guys check that was, did you realize it was a dream right away? Or was it like, were you like, the fuck's going on here? Is this a flashback?
I stopped and stopped and made sure that I started the right season.
All right. Yeah.
Because it felt wrong.
I'm not going to lie. I did pause as well and go, wait, what episode am I on?
Okay. Very cool. So we all agree that wasn't a cold open. It was the dream.
Do you see the difference now, Al?
There was no difference, Matt. The last one, the title, it started after the title card as well. All right. This is the exact same as this time.
So you don't, okay, got it. You don't see the difference. Cool.
Yeah. The dream was the cold open. It's just a different type of a cold open. That's all.
Whatever. All right, here we go. They are interrupted by O Canada, Shoresy's phone ringing. On the other end is a Nick Archambault asking Shoresy to confirm that the NOSHO is indeed folding. Shoresy confirms the news and a Nick demands that Shoresy go to Toronto. Shoresy asks why. Then we cut to scene 3. Where Shoresy's in Toronto with Nick and Emma in the Bro Dude Studios. They're going to make him an offer he can't refuse. A new panel, new personalities. Shoresy refuses. Just then, somebody with a broom sweeping the Bro Dude set says hi to Shoresy. He says hi back, calling him by his name, Michael, and asking him if he tried a Malaysian restaurant he had recommended. Production note, Michael was played by Justin Weber, a Canadian actor who has no other credits, but I just wanted to make sure we mention him. Undaunted, Emma and a Nick continue their pitch.
One topic, one time thing. Where the game was, where the game is, where the game's going.
That's 3 topics, all boring.
Welcome back, Shoresy.
Hey, Aaron, you still got your kid in dance?
She's the worst one there.
I told you, put her in hockey.
You paying for it?
Your old teammates have missed you. How do you remember everyone's name? I'm so bad at it.
Here's the trick. Get good at it.
That's the ticket, eh?
It's how you build a winning culture. Mike, what is that shirt?
Birthday present from my girlfriend.
Put it in the garbage.
Fuck you, Shoresy.
Come on, Shoresy. It's clear you had some fun around here. One more for old time's sake.
Well, then make me an offer I actually can't refuse.
Before I move on, production note there, the character Aaron was played by Steph Webster. Now, interesting note, and I don't know if there's any connection here, but her name was Steph Webster, and Mike's name was also Webster, Justin Webster. So I'm wondering if there's a relation there. But neither one of them have any other credits on IMDb except for that one episode of Shoresy. So they might have been crew members or something.
And neither one of them were on the show called Webster.
Correct.
And and also let's rewind for a second. I was going to save this for kind of when we're doing our recaps, but or summaries, whatever we're calling that segment. So are we not going to talk about Sanguinette? So I know that they kind of gave the excuse that he went home for the summer, but they never said a word about him, unless I missed something. And so if he was supposed to come back to what? I feel like they maybe left some stuff on the cutting room floor because there's some loose ends there with Sanger. Like,
sure. And this is for sure the first time we're hearing Sanguinette's name since he stopped appearing on the show. I can't remember another time where he was mentioned. So,
I just feel like they're doing it like, oh yeah, there's nothing to see here. Everything's fine.
I'm just wondering maybe if enough people were asking, where is he? Why isn't he coming back? And now they've got the perfect excuse not to bring him back. There's no more no-show, right? So
yeah,
I know, but
there's still on that storyline.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but it's like, come back to what though? Like because it's like he was a coach last time we heard. When he went, he was a coach, and now the coach position is filled. So he was going to come back to do what?
Assistant coach?
Exactly. Like, but
I don't know. I hear you. I think that was just their way of closing because I'm sure that's been a never-ending question since when we left. Is
I just feel it was a little bit messy.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Yeah,
it was a little messy. That's all.
It was a quick acknowledgement.
So Shoresy says, "Make me an offer I can't refuse." Emma and Nick look at each other, then look back at Shoresy and say one word: Gretzky. Shoresy stares at both of them, confused, and Nick clarifies that they're talking about Wayne Gretzky. And this doesn't seem to clarify things. Then Shoresy looks behind him as if expecting to see the great one standing right behind him. When there's nobody there, he looks back at the women for more information.
Wayne Gretzky.
Are we just saying words, or am I going to get some actual information?
You're going on TV here today with Wayne Gretzky. Are you going to sneeze?
I think a bug flew in his mouth.
Just give me a second.
Are you crying?
Just give me a second.
Is he crying?
Are you crying? He's crying.
Can I go sit in someone's car for a minute?
Why are you crying?
My whole life just flashed before my eyes. It's emotional.
What are you talking about?
Just all those years, I was sure I was going to be a fucking loser.
You're not out of the weeds yet.
Just wish I could go back and tell that kid he's going on TV with Wayne Gretzky.
The great one himself.
Just wish I could go back and tell that kid everything's going to be all right.
99 arrives in 1 hour.
Oh, fuck. Just give me a fucking Kleenex.
Use your tampon.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Mike, you tit fucker.
Next scene, Shoresy sitting at the makeup desk on the phone with his dad.
Dad.
Hey, how are you now?
What are you doing?
I'm at
Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm going on TV with Wayne Gretzky.
What?
Yeah, I'm going on TV with Wayne Gretzky.
What are you talking about? Where are you?
I'm in Toronto. I'm at Bro Dude, and Wayne Gretzky is on his way here. We're going on TV.
Together?
Yes, just the greatest hockey player of this generation or any other, and me.
Shoresy.
I know.
Shoresy, in all these
I know.
years, you were pretty sure you were going to be
A fucking loser, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I'm so proud of you. Does your brother know?
No, I'm going to call him next.
Next up, Shoresy calls up his brother, who's interrupting his shift at the Tim Hortons.
Yo.
Hey, Mo.
What's up? I'm working.
Remember all those years you were pretty sure I was going to be a fucking loser?
A loser? Dead? Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
Baking some Timbits and I'm on the drive-through window till end of shift. Why?
I'm about to go on TV with Wayne Gretzky.
What?
Yeah, who's the loser now, bitch?
Oh man, scene 5. Next scene cuts to Nat's office. Jill is there. She's giving them the bad news. Since the Bulldogs are folding, they're going to have to give their weekly ice time up to somebody else. Ice is too hard to come by. They have too many players and too many teams. Once the ice is gone, it's going to be really hard to get it back. Nat and management are understandably upset.
There's no grace period?
To what?
To get our shit together. The body's still fucking warm, woman. See, what? This is our barn, our banners in the rafters, our name on the marquee.
Bulldog hockey, baby.
Don't shoot the messenger. You can take the dog out of the fight.
We just won the country here.
How long do we have?
I'm worried the dog will bite.
I'm sorry. I'm just a bit pent up.
Needs to get laid.
How long?
The basketball team needs the Bulldogs dressing room ASAP.
What?
Calm down.
The basketball team also needs this office.
What?
Cut back to the Bro Dude Studios in Toronto. Shoresy and Nick are sitting on the set, waiting for Wayne. To kill time, Nick asks Shoresy about the Sudbury Church League that got banned from the rink. Shoresy says they play like psychos. Emma calls Nick over to her. She just got off the phone. She doesn't look happy. While they talk, a crew member, Aaron, approaches Shoresy to adjust his microphone lapel mic.
Don't smile like that.
Can't help it.
You'll freak him out.
I can't help it.
I know. I'm excited too. Say something so I can check your levels.
I was sure I was going to be a fucking loser.
Me too. You're good.
Thanks, Aaron.
Your one eyelid droops a little bit though, eh?
I don't fucking care. I'm going on TV with Wayne.
Gretzky.
What?
Wayne Gretzky.
Are we just saying words again, or am I going to get some actual
He's not coming.
You canceled.
For what?
Because he's a fucking asshole. No, he's a fucking asshole. He said he'd be here. He said he'd do this. So where is he? Not here, not doing this. I told my bosses I got Wayne Gretzky. I told my husband. I told my friends. It's the first time my kids have thought I was cool. Ever.
It's not his fault.
Aren't you angry? Disappointed? We brought you in all the way from Sudbury, told you you were going on TV with your hero. Now it's off. None of it's happening. I think that warrants a little bit of irritability. What do you think?
Shoresy sits there in thought for a long time and then finally answers.
I think Gretzky to Lemieux for the win.
Sorry.
I think 50 goals in 39 games. 163 assists in a single season.
We just saying words, or am I going to get some real information here?
I think Wayne Gretzky even planning on coming here today is still the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
You're You're fucking with me, right?
Like, the guy's been carrying the sport of hockey on his back for 50 years. Give him a break.
He's fucking with me.
Gotta think, a sports icon, global celebrity, and hockey god is a pretty full card.
He's not fucking with you.
Wayne Gretzky has been a superstar since he was 10. Scored 400 goals as a grade schooler and became a media sensation. Look what other child stars are doing right now. Lucky doesn't have a needle in his arm.
Yeah, being called a great one since 4th grade might have produced a slightly different reality for him than our own.
Now, what's he been doing instead? Serving up legendary moments for our country on a regular basis while remaining quiet, humble, and thankful.
The most Canadian things.
4 Canada Cups, a World Cup, an Olympic hockey gold.
He was an executive for the gold medal, not a player.
Not to mention 4 Stanley Cups in a Canadian city. Haven't seen one of those up here in a few decades, have we?
See a playoff game in Edmonton before you die, trust me.
That's a city with an identity. The city of champions, because of 99.
From behind the scenes, we hear Mike give an honorable mention to Messier, Coffee, and Fuhrer. Shoresy tells Mike to shut the fuck up before finishing his soapbox speech.
Are you done, Shoresy?
Not even close. Sports bring this country together. Think about all the times we packed the bars and then packed the streets because Gretzky had a goal and 3 assists. Gretzky to Lemieux. Gretzky to Messier. Gretzky with the hat trick. Gretzky does it again.
Yeah, we're standing here with our dicks in our hand because this guy doesn't show up, and you're not even a little bit pissed off. Why?
Because the hockey world looks out for each other. You think we're just saying it?
And Nick and Emma decide to continue the segment with just Shoresy. Next scene, back in Nat's office, the women are licking their wounds after their meeting with Jill. They argue over who has to tell the players they're losing their locker room and their ice time. Nat has a thought, grabs her phone, and storms out of the office. Scene 8, cut back to Toronto. Nick and Shoresy are in the middle of their segment. They're arguing over whether NHL Twitter accounts are the biggest problem in the game right now. Shoresy clarifies it isn't the biggest problem, it's just annoying. So Nick asks again, what is the biggest problem? And it better not be the crackdown on fighting. Shoresy calls that old news. The biggest problem is a crackdown on hitting.
On hitting?
Yeah, next you won't be able to take slap shots.
You heard it here first.
And a big problem is diving.
How are they cracking down on hitting?
Well, look at junior hockey in Canada today. Actually, look at the World Junior Tournament. Every hit is a penalty now. It's their new strategy to get hitting out of the game.
Who's they?
If you hit, you take a penalty. If you take a penalty, you hurt your team. You don't want to hurt your team, so you don't hit. Got us playing the European game now.
Ooh, careful.
No. There's lots of tough Euros.
Ronwall.
There's lots of Euros that hit.
Chara.
It's just the European game was always about speed and finesse. The North American game was about size and grit.
Traditionally, sure.
Like, a massive part of the success of Canada and U.S. hockey and the international stage has been the hitting, the physicality, the guarantee that if you play us, we will hurt you.
Okay, take it easy.
But with the new rule changes and the crackdown on hitting, they got us playing the European game now.
And how do we stack up against the Europeans at the European game?
Well, surprise, surprise, they're better at it than we are. What do you expect? They took away our tools.
I see.
Keith Primo, Keith Kachuk, Billy Guerin, Brendan Shanahan, Darian Hatcher.
Scott Stevens.
Yes, Captain Crunch. These guys are world-class hockey players, and these guys will fuck you up.
Eric Lindros.
The new rules cut the nuts off players like that now. That's the biggest problem with hockey today. The North American game is dying.
Next scene, the show is over. Shoresy's getting ready to go home. As he's leaving, Emma calls out to him and hands him her phone. She had Gretzky on a video call.
Shoresy, I'm glad I caught you before you left.
Better say something.
Hey.
I'm so sorry. I had some family stuff come up. We had our 7th grandchild. I really had planned on coming up there. I hope that's all right.
Sir, you could close an elevator door repeatedly on my nuts and it'd be all right.
Honestly, I was really looking forward to working with you.
Me?
You're not going to believe this, but my sons and I, we watched the Burberry Bulldogs in the National Senior Tournament.
You watched the Bulldogs?
It was really good competitive hockey. I really enjoyed the game. You guys are going to give me something to watch again this year, right?
You bet.
Hey, I heard what you said.
About the needle in the arm? Because I was just...
About the death of the North American game. Sure, the style of play might be going, but that style of player ain't going anywhere. You know, some guys, you put a hockey stick in their hand and they become a completely different person. They can't help it. They're just born that way. The Canadian game is not dead. Oh, and Janet wanted me to tell you, if you want a future in television, you should think about a trip to Turkey.
I will.
See you later and good luck.
This pep talk from the Great One leaves Shoresy in a great mood. Even the chirp about going to Turkey rolls off his back. The song Don't Leave Me This Way by Thelma Houston begins to play. We get a montage of Sudbury at night, and then Shoresy arrives at the arena and notices someone peeling the Blueberry Bulldogs logo off the wall. He walks into the dressing room. The sluts are all packing their gear in preparation to make way for the basketball team. Shoresy hands Goody a bottle of Gus and Brew. The sluts leave the dressing room with their gear and walk down the hallways, taking turns drinking from the bottle. They exit the arena, then we cut to them at the Colson, blowing off steam and dancing. Britt, Pam, and Melody are there. Then we see Michaels walking off the dance floor. He's met by Meeg, who grabs him, puts his arms around her, and they begin to make out. Next scene. Shoresy and the sluts are sitting at a table, taking a break from dancing. Melody walks up with a friend. His name is Lewick, and he plays for the Sudbury 5 basketball team. Production note, Lewick is played by Cody Robinson. He's a Canadian actor. So far, Shoresy is his only acting credit. Upon hearing Lewick being part of the basketball team that just evicted them, the Shoresy and the sluts get their backs up a bit.
Just wanted to say, I'm sorry to hear about you guys folding.
We didn't fold. You look devastated.
Pardon?
Nothing.
And thanks for giving us your room. We'll take good care of it.
We didn't give it to you.
I'm sorry, it's loud in here. Can you say that again?
I said we didn't give it to you, but...
Did you say bye?
Making fun of you, Hitch.
Venom.
You talk like an idiot.
How's it I talk, Spike?
We usually just make fun of you behind your back, but Big Nut's here bringing it right to your door.
Again, thank you and sorry.
That Canadian contest, you win.
Where can I learn to talk as good as what you does? Settle down.
Doesn't matter how you talk, you're still gonna look like an idiot.
Whose team you on, old man?
No team. We don't have a team. That's why Big Nuts and his boys here get our room.
Have a good night, man.
Hey, how big are your feet?
What?
How big are they?
Shut up, Shoresy.
They'll never fill our shoes.
No.
Let's go.
You wouldn't take our room if we weren't playing?
Yes, sir, Rink. We takes what we want.
If it was your room, I'd walk up and ask. Wouldn't just show up to the bar saying, thanks, sorry.
No respect.
Yes, earned. What have you won? And hey, I left some championship pedigree for you in the toilet far right.
Yeah, whatever, bro.
Next scene, Nat's home, scantily dressed, pouring herself some wine. Sports Center is blaring on her TV. Jay Henry is once again talking about the EU team, who are undefeated in 7 contests against NHL farm teams. They have 1 game remaining against Edmonton. The EU are beating the crap out of every team they play. Nat turns the TV off in disgust, and the doorbell rings. She opens the door. A man stands there. She asks him what his name is again. He tells her it's Sean. She welcomes Sean into her house, proceeds to remove her top. At least this time she let the door close behind her. Production note, Sean, played by Christopher Russell, Canadian actor with many credits, including Star Trek Discovery, Land of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. Next scene, cut to Sudbury Night Shots. This time set to the song Try by Blue Rodeo. The sluts are all back at Shoresy's apartment, slow dancing with their girlfriends. Shoresy laying on the floor between them with beer in his hand. Sports Center's on TV. Zig's also there, sitting alone on the couch. They all sing along loudly to Blue Rodeo. Shoresy gets up and throws his arms around Pam and Hitch. Then he notices Zig sitting alone on the couch. He sits beside her. They try to cheer each other up by trading insults as per usual, but neither of them seems to be into it. Shoresy asks Zig what she's going to do without hockey. She says she doesn't know. So Shoresy says, well, if this is it, then we better dance. Zig tries to refuse at first, but when Shoresy lifts her up, puts her on his back, and they join the others on the dance floor. Cut to the next scene. Zig is sleeping on the couch. Shoresy curled up on the floor beside the couch, snoring. Goody comes out of his room. The TV's still on Sports Center. He turns the volume up. Jay Henry provides his update on the EU team, then throws on to a press conference featuring EU coach Teppo Maki, played by Canadian actor Patrick Garrow, known for RoboCop, 16 Blocks, and The Silencing. Maki has some pointed words for the North American game.
We are all aware of the narrative here surrounding European hockey players. Too soft, no grit, too pretty. Maybe at one point, sure. But North American players are not at the level they once were. Our record here proves that the players here are overvalued.
Those are strong words, Teppo. That's what you're going with? Overvalued?
Overrated.
Jay throws to a hockey expert, Craig Button, and they talk about the EU coaches. Comments, by now, all the sluts are up, standing in front of the television, watching.
Craig, what do we even say about this?
Thank God it's almost over.
Thank God it's
comeback's almost over.
This is so.
Jay, there's a brand of hockey we used to play over here that's gone by the wayside for one reason or another. The Dion Phaneufs and the Jordan Tutus used to give you two options. Run your head through the end boards or take it off in the middle of the open ice.
Yes, very true. For whatever reason, that brand of hockey has fallen by the wayside.
Yeah, Buzz. Well, guess what? This team of European All-Stars picked it up again. And frankly, they're playing it better than we ever played it over here. I really can't believe what I'm watching. I mean, the average height of this team is 6'5". You're 6'5".
Yes, 6'5".
That is the average height of this team. They're unstoppable.
Unbeaten through 7 games with 1 to go.
This was nothing short of embarrassing. There's been no answer to the EU's physicality, no response to this bullying. This was just a real drubbing if I've ever seen it.
That's a great word, drubbing.
It's appropriate.
The two hockey experts continue to rave about how badly the EU team is beating the North American teams. Then we switch to Nat's place, where they continue to watch along with Nat, Meeg, and Zieg. Craig Button talks about how the Euros are too big, too fast, and they're unbeatable. Nat finally switches the TV off. She turns to the sluts on the couch. They now know what they need to do. The sluts smile, and we fade to black. All right. That is the episode. And I'm at the top of the list to go first. So I've not been looking forward to this episode today. So let me start with the good. The music in this episode was great. Loved the mic, the needle drops in this episode. Don't Leave Me This Way, the Blue Rodeo drop. Loved the music and like to see, like, so far, like I think in the first episode, there was maybe 1 or 2 notable songs, but this one here seemed to have 3 or 4 of them. So very positive on the music. Now, I know this is going to be a very difficult topic to talk about, I think, without getting too political. It's funny that we just recently got a comment on Facebook, somebody saying that they loved our podcast, but then we got too political and they stopped listening. And I'm like,
we're on Facebook.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's funny.
When did we get political?
Well, it's funny because the person's Facebook profile picture is of Trump and Vance, and they were saying that we got too political, and so they stopped listening.
But
so
when did we get political?
Anyway. So at the risk of getting too political today.
Oh, now I'm going to get political.
Let me just say this. Wayne Gretzky is the greatest hockey player this country or any country has ever made. That's fact. I mean, the numbers back it up. There's no refuting that. Also, he is not the most popular Canadian these days. And watching this episode was very difficult for me because I'm among the people who aren't too happy with him these days. And I know, and we're going to talk. I've got a surprise guest a little later who's going to come on and talk about this as well. Just from what I've reading the reactions to this episode, there's a lot of people and Jay, I mean, I love that you're from Edmonton and you actually volunteered for this episode. So you can come on and talk as well. So this is all lining up, but yeah, it was really hard to sit through all that Gretzky stuff. For me personally, I'm speaking about myself personally. And, so it felt like, and here's the thing though, the timing of this episode too, because I also got into a conversation about this on Blue Sky. Kiso wrote these scripts early last year. They shot in March. All this stuff going on with, the 51st state and Trump calling our prime minister governor and also saying that Wayne Gretzky should be the guy. All that shit started presumably after these scripts were written. So having said that, I also know, and we all know kind of Kiso, he's not the kind to turn on his heroes, but I'd be really curious to know a year later, if Jared was writing these same scripts, if he'd be as glowing about Wayne Gretzky as he was in this.
What would Kiso have changed about anything that he said about Gretzky?
Well, he may not have changed anything, but he maybe wouldn't have dedicated an entire episode to polishing Wayne Gretzky's.
But that's not true. That's not what this episode is not about. In fact, okay. I think it's the exact opposite. It's like, I feel like the name of the episode is a misnomer. Like he literally makes a cameo in Kiso's pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was so anticlimactic. The Gretzky part of this episode is such a forgettable part of this.
His appearance, you're right, was anticlimactic, but it's like 60% of the dialogue was about him.
You're making too much. You're making too much.
It's fine. It affected my enjoyment of this episode. So there's that. But it's also, when you're looking at the episode in terms of comedy, it wasn't very funny. There wasn't a lot of comedy in this episode.
Yeah, but that was true about the last episode, and we were fine with that.
Yeah, but the last episode had some other redeeming qualities. Now, and then also, I in my script, I say that Shoresy got off his soapbox for a second. There were a lot of long speeches about the state of hockey in this episode. I'm like, holy crap, like, let's move on. So anyway, my first impressions of this episode are too much Gretzky, not funny enough, a lot of preaching about hockey and hockey culture. And boy, did some stuff not age well. Like even just the whole Europeans playing North American better than the US than Canada and the US. Well, we just came off a gold medal game between Canada and the US. So I think we're doing all right. And so that kind of didn't age well, but also the whole we look out after each other. Hockey players look after each other, unless you're the male U.S. team at the White House laughing about the women not being involved. I mean, there's so much here.
You're throwing all those Americans under the same bus because of the Kachuk brothers. Come on now.
I'm just saying, none of this aged well, and I'm gonna move on and let the who is it next? Matt, you can say your piece.
Yeah. So I feel like myself and Tanya, I'm going to rope you into this one that might have the least to add to this episode because of my knowledge of A, hockey, B, politics. That said, I'm very aligned with everything you've already put out there, Al. I watched this episode twice. The first time I watched it I saw the title. Once I saw what was happening, I'm very aware of what's going on out there. I'm very aware of the image. And I'll say what you said. You know, there's no doubt he is the greatest hockey player ever. There's a reason the numbers make sense. But it made me feel not great watching the first episode. If it was just a nod and they moved on, but about half the episode was spent on the topic, and it almost, I'm hearing the timeline that you're talking about here and when it was written, and it was before that, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't presence and connections prior to that. Even when this written, it almost felt like an attempt to rebrand him and bring him back and remind people that this is who he was and he's not the political connection that we all now see.
That's the argument, though, I make against that. I don't think it was an attempt at rebranding, because I think all that should happen before the script was written. The script was written before all this should happen. Right. So
before things got worse, but he was still very much connected prior to that. Right. It just.
Yeah. But before that. Okay. Sorry. But go ahead.
Yeah. No. And again, to me, in what I know, in my head, any connection to that man.
Sure.
Leading up to that election and even before that is garbage.
Yeah.
Like I think it's like, I know Victor and I had a talk one day in my car about it, and I know his opinions on Trump and all that, but and I don't want to get too political, but the man is just a fucking disgusting monster.
Yeah.
Like this.
What you said that might be misleading, Matt. So be careful. You might make people think that I'm somehow a Trump.
No. And sorry, I won't say it all. You had no. In all fairness, you did have some good points on how he's being interpreted and the power that the media and everyone's giving him. That was more. I'm not, by no means am I saying that, but it's the doing a quick connection to the greatest hockey player. Knowing all that was a hard pill to swallow. It was a hard one to digest and definitely took away from the episode. That is fact.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it again today, I very much made an effort to try to forget all that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm like, because, I've never been the type to say, your political views define who you are, even though it's very difficult with this particular individual in the world right now. I tried to put away. And so I'm like, take that aside. Yes, I thought it was a nice homage to a legend, right? Was it overkill? I think so, yeah. was the payoff there? No, where the fuck were you? I mean, like even the buy-in of why he didn't show up didn't make much sense to me. They could have sold that a little bit better. So I was able to get by and watch it again. And yeah, I have a lot of the same points. Where were the laughs? I was looking for more. A lot of stuff about the politics and hockey itself and what's going on. I don't know all that. I don't know all the rule changes. I don't know what it is other than what I've heard from you guys and from the shows. And it sounds like there is a real, I don't know, issue is the word, in the hockey world right now and what the future of the sport could look like. So they're clearly, from last episode into this one, continuing that message of, things are changing and it's not okay. Even our interview with Brad Bonella, when I asked him about his coaching style, I love that he didn't apologize at all. He's like, no, like, I don't love it. I coach the way I coach. If parents don't like it, they can basically fuck off.
Yeah.
And I kind of respected it. And even when we were saying, he's like, I'm teaching kids at a young age, even though they can't hit, to hit and be physical, because at some point in their hockey career, if that's what you want to call it, it will become physical, and at least they can know how to do so. So I totally appreciated that aspect of it. But all that aside, it rubbed me the wrong way. There were some good laughs when they were there.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you one that absolutely killed me, and it was probably one of the most quiet laughs in the whole show. Was towards the end there when they're all waking up the morning after or whatever, and the show's on, and Hitch climbs out from behind the couch.
Yeah. Kudos to Ashley Nay on that hair, on the hairdo. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah.
When he popped up like fucking Pokeroo behind that couch, I was crying. I'm like, of course Hitch found his way behind the couch. Yeah. So, there was some good jabs. The trip to Turkey. The other comment about the arena.
What was the Turkey comment about?
So
because he needs hair. His hair.
Turkey's become this place now where men go to get hair transplants. It's this bizarre thing.
Is this known information?
No idea.
Because Linda and I were trying to figure it out, and then my son said, "Oh, is it because of the balding thing?" And I said, "What does that even mean?"
Yeah. So you can find,
and he was right.
Yeah. So there's images and videos online of like people on an airplane coming back from Turkey to like the US or Canada, and there's like 5 or 6 bald heads with all like the plugs in it because they just came out of hair surgery or implant surgery.
Oh, we totally didn't get that.
Yeah, and also I have a friend who recently did it, so
Turkish
I understand.
Hairlines. I love that. Mike on the live stream, they flew Turkish hairlines with an H.
That's amazing. Yeah, so it's great. The only other thing I had thought about or kind of threw me off was the arena scene with Nat, where she's on the phone and they're like, "We have to get out," or is it not the phone when they're talking to? Is it Jill? Who's the
Jill?
Jill, and she's like, "Oh, you guys need to get out." The ownership of the arena, I think I always just assumed it was Nat. I don't know why. So that whole, you've got a couple days to get out, get your shit out.
She just owns the team.
You have to give up your ice. So it always felt like it was there.
No, usually in small towns like that, the arena is owned by the town, right? Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that tripped me up a bit, and how fast they kind of just kicked them out. But I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to open up the floor. There's lots more to go, and I'm sure we're going to rehash this.
Now, Tan, I don't know how much of this you've heard.
I've heard all of it.
Okay, so initial impressions on this episode. You just watched it like literally an hour ago.
I did. The episode was different. What you guys were saying at the beginning, Shoresy being on the ice, and it was just like, what happened? Did I miss something? And I felt the same way, as just like, did we start on the wrong episode? And what's going on? So that aside, going into the show, I was very interested to hear everything that Victor was going to say. I hoped that Alan wasn't going to need 2 blood pressure pills tonight. So be sensitive, because I don't need the added stress tonight. So I'm interested to hear what Victor's going to say. It was very sports heavy, as Matt was saying, kind of went over my head, so much so that I didn't even know all that you were talking about, because my head is kind of in the sand when it comes to not only sports, but kind of the world.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether you knew about all the Gretzky stuff.
General, because so I turn on the news like maybe once a year and I watch it for 20 minutes. I find out that nothing's changed and then I turn it off again because I can't. It's the wrong way to be, but at the same time, my anxiety just cannot, because I feel like everything it's so upsetting. And I know that there's good stuff out there, and I try to concentrate on the good stuff, and I try to get information from other sources, but I don't sit and listen to it day after day, hour after hour. I just can't. So from that standpoint, I know Wayne Gretzky. I don't know sports. I know Wayne Gretzky. I think every person on the planet probably knows his name. He is the most famous hockey player. Everyone knows his numbers, 99. Everyone knows who he is. As if you're over legal drinking age, you've probably had some of his wine. Like the man,
bad wine.
It's bad.
It's not great.
Like he's a legend, and he's a legend for a reason. He is I don't know if he still holds the record as
most of them. He just lost one of them to Ovechkin, but only one.
Happily. He lost that happily.
Like, he was incredible. Yeah. And I was semi watching hockey when he was playing. Mm-hmm. So I remember I remember the games, and so this episode kind of doing a nod to him made sense to me, because it's a hockey show, and why wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Because he is hockey. So in that mindset, it didn't really trigger me the same way that it was triggering you. But again, I don't know everything that's going on in the world. The takeaways that I saw was more messaging from Jared. I feel like at one point he broke the third wall. Like
he looked directly at the camera when what was it? North America hockey is dying or something, whatever he said. He looked right at the camera and said it. And again, didn't really age well when you think of the gold medal game was between Canada and the US. Like,
but also the Russians weren't playing. So let's come on.
Sure.
But I want to know more about why he was, because it really
it is a very hockey thing.
It took a beat. Yeah. And even last episode, he was coaching the kid. He was talking about diving. They were talking about the EU. So apparently this is the direction this is going in. Mm-hmm. Everything else aside, like the whole NOSHO collapsing and all that stuff aside, I want to know what the messaging is, and why he's breaking the third wall, what that even was about, and go.
Well, I mean,
explain why.
So Victor's up next. So Victor, why don't you
try
to help Tanya, but then give us your first.
Yeah, sure. I actually didn't notice him breaking the third wall, so I
didn't you?
Can't really. I didn't notice that. Fourth wall. Yes. Thank you. No, I didn't. But I could have, maybe it was only a split second and I looked away.
It could have also been Shoresy looking at the camera as Shoresy doing the bro dude. It's during the bro dude segment that he did that. So it's he's probably not breaking the fourth wall on the show.
Yeah.
He's breaking it in the show, if that makes sense.
It's an easy one to sell because he's on camera already.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, the way it was done, I didn't kind of notice anything out of the ordinary. In terms of the topic, like, it's not new. All you have to do is go into the previous seasons. It's an ongoing thing.
Well, and I mean, Shoresy's doing his best Don Cherry. I mean, Don Cherry has been railing about this stuff for 20 years.
You have to remember to last year. Well, first of all, let's remind everybody that Kiso did a really, really good job of doing the Don Cherry story.
Yeah.
And again, regardless of what happened with Don Cherry and the way he ended his career, it doesn't change any of the history with Don Cherry, right? So before he started Coach's Corner, he had a very storied, interesting tenure in hockey as a player and then as a coach, and he did a really, really good job acting as Don Cherry in that movie, and I think we should break that down at some point in the future.
Yeah, we will.
But so there's and also if you watch that movie, you'll see how the Shoresy character is so much based on Don Cherry as a hockey player. Like it's just the connections are so strong. But anyway, that aside, again,
impressions on this episode.
Yeah,
we got to move because I've actually got our special guest is waiting in the waiting room. So.
Okay, all right. So I'll go through my points. So we talked about Sanger. That's fine. We talked about Turkey. Now I understand. I learned something good. Let's see. The EU stuff. That was my next thing I was going to talk about. So again, I don't think it's new for this season, but it's in terms of what are they going, we're going to do this. Somehow they're going to try and play against the European team, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how they get there, but
they're a senior team, and the EU's like riding roughshod over all these junior teams or whatever, these farm teams, but apparently the Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs.
Somehow that's obviously where we're going. So we'll see. That's going to be interesting. I felt it was kind of stupid that they dropped the last name that they dropped when they were doing all the name droppings of tough players was Lindros, because Lindros got cannibalized by that style of game.
Yes.
They talk about Captain Crunch, and then literally they say Lindros next, who literally got knocked out of the game by
Captain Crunch. Yeah, but so Lindros also ended his share of hockey careers. Like,
I'm not. I don't know.
He did during juniors tournaments.
He was a dirty player, but he was mostly a finesse player, more finesse than dirty. I think he mostly took the brunt, and that's what he was always. One issue that Lindros had is he was always looking down. He was always looking at the puck. He was an incredible player, but he could not skate and not look at the puck, and that's why he got hit so much. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of silly that they dropped Lindros's name. They shouldn't have done that. Nat, so was Sean a call girl?
We don't know yet. We don't know.
Feel like,
like where did Sean come from? We don't know. Like,
I don't know. I just felt the way that it's like, are you?
It's like a gigolo,
is this
like
the right house?
A mail order.
So it's like you clearly are a hooker.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, Nat,
gigolo.
And whatever. And I'm thinking, you know what?
Right.
It made me a little sad because, like, Nat, she can do better than a hooker.
Well, we're Schnur. Yeah, she could have just called Schnur up.
She doesn't want anyone always. She just wants someone when she wants someone.
I feel like you're getting judgy here, Victor.
I'm getting judgy because I feel like somebody, a lady of her presence and age, should not be calling a hooker. She can do
you're assuming
you're assuming.
It's not a hooker.
They positioned Sean as a hooker. He was a call girl all the way. Anyway, we'll see. Anyway, so next one, it was nice to see Craig Button doing some acting. That was nice. And then it was so positives. Music was probably their most expensive track so far.
Right? Yeah. Two of them, the Blue Rodeo and the Don't You Leave Me This Way. Like those.
Yeah, I feel like Don't You Leave Me This Way was probably a little more expensive.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blue Rodeo, who I went to see while you guys were watching McKinnery.
Yeah.
And finally, I get my vindication. This episode is basically my conversation with Kiso when he was trying to. He was basically saying, what was your issue with season 1? And I said, my issue with season 1 is your premise doesn't make sense. Nat threatening to shut down the team will shut down the league because the league can't function with just 3 teams. And he said, no, Victor, you don't understand. And now we get to this season, and guess what? The league cannot function because the teams are folding.
I was thinking that.
It's like, what the hell?
They only had 2 teams.
Take your flowers, Victor. You gave him the idea. He went through great lengths not to bring Sanguinet back by folding the no-show.
You did this, Victor.
You did this, Victor.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
what about Wayne Gretzky? What do you have nothing to say about that?
Yeah. So the thing about Wayne Gretzky is like you can't put Wayne Gretzky in the same category as like people like Bill Cosby. Like you can't sit and watch an episode of Cosby Show when seeing that.
No one is. Nobody.
All I'm saying,
hold on. Restart.
You should not.
This. Restart.
No, he's just saying the person's tainted.
I'm being dramatic. All I'm saying is you can't be triggered. Gretzky has not done anything. He's fine. You just be, we can all sit here and agree, again, getting a little bit political, that Trump is a piece of shit. Just because people associate with Trump doesn't make those people pieces of shit. Okay.
Oh, really?
You have to. You have to.
Jay has a word, but also Kiso.
But anyway, I'm just saying, like, you can't just automatically. It's like, look at the Hughes brothers, right? So you've got the Kachuk brothers who are idiots, and we're embarrassed by them. But then the next day, the Hughes brothers with Hillary Knight and Megyn Keller, they go on SNL and do a skit that was totally a shot at Trump, right? Because they said, oh, we thought we'd bring the boys along with us, right? So it's to combat, Trump's stupid comments. So the Hughes brothers were a class act. So you can't just say, oh, the Americans, and throw the whole team under the bus. Not everyone is the same. All I'm saying is just be fair, be honest, and don't get triggered by Wayne Gretzky. It's fine. He's the greatest hockey player that ever played. He hasn't sold us out. He's fine. He's fine.
I disagree. Anyway, so let's go to Edmonton now. A man who, watched Gretzky's career, a big Edmonton Oilers fan. Jay, what do you have to say about this episode?
I got some notes here.
Sure you do. I can't wait.
I'm pretty happy that Victor just set me up perfectly. Like, you couldn't have put that on a tee for me any better. I'm loving this. So, like, I wrote a bit of a Rick Mercer rant, but we've gone through it. Like, we've gone through a lot of the talks that we've tried to accomplish here tonight. So, like, Wayne Gretzky on the ice, untouchable, beyond debate. You get 80-year-olds talking about Bobby Orr, and Yinzers in Pittsburgh talking about Mario Fine. They're great legends, not Wayne Gretzky. We were talking already. He scored the most points of all time. He has more assists than the second most guy has points, which is ridiculous. He would have also, if he never scored a goal in the NHL, he'd still be the all-time points leader. And he had that record too until this year, like we said with Ovechkin. Solid night in the NHL is getting 2 points. A great night is 3 or 4 points. Gretzky has more 4-point nights than 0-point nights, which makes no sense whatsoever.
No.
Saying it out loud sounds
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
51 straight games with a point. His records aren't just unbreakable, they're mythological. But that's the thing. He wasn't just great. He was myth in Canada. 2-year-old shooting pucks on grandma in the basement. 10 years old, dominating kids 4 years older than him, scoring 4 goals a game. There's a childhood photo of Gordie Howe hooking Wayne Gretzky around the neck at a banquet. He was 11 years old. Like, think of that in the time before social media. We knew who this kid was when he was 11 years old. Mm-hmm. It's like they were passing a torch before the torch was even lit, before the torch even hit puberty. Walter Gretzky was Canada's hockey dad, teaching the entire country, go where the puck's going, not where it's been. We didn't just admire Wayne Gretzky, we exported him as proof of who we are and what we value: family, dedication, humility, and world-class talent. But here's the thing about being a national symbol. You don't get to separate the myth from the moment, and I recognize that being Canada's moral center isn't a position that he ran for. This isn't something that he set out to be. Or maybe he's not even potentially best suited for, but it is one he's carried for about 50 years, and until recently, incredibly well. To Tanya's point, if somebody in the other side of the world has heard of Edmonton, has heard of Canada, chances are it's because of Wayne Gretzky, and that can't be forgotten. But I think the thing about Canadians is that we don't need activism, we don't need speeches, we don't need anything other than just loyalty to us. So the political parts, when the 51st state rhetoric floats around like it's cocktail chatter, especially a cocktail party that Wayne is more and more comfortable attending, apparently, one sentence would have been good. Canada is its own country. That's fucking it. End of story. But he didn't. He didn't say that. He didn't say it until it was way too late and until he was dragged through the coals and his wife came out to stick up for him. In Canada, silence isn't neutrality. Silence is a position, and he chose silence. And that's where it hits me. Kiso built a world in Letterkenny and Shoresy where certain truths are non-negotiable. The inherent moral code is why those shows resonate to me more than any other show on TV. And this is where Victor comes in. Show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are.
Exactly.
That's the point that we're making here, and that's what he's kind of left behind. fight for your brothers, friends, and families, then have a drink with them. Respect where you came from. So when the universe bends to softly rehabilitate Gretzky, and listen to you a little bit more about the timing of this. So that puts it into a little bit more perspective that this is maybe before some of the worst stuff came out. But if you remember, still March would have been after the Four Nations when he was in the American dressing room. He was coming out of the thing talking to the Americans. It became a problem then, which got only more exacerbated with the 51st state crap that came out later. So it clashes a little bit. It's not badly written because it's probably not out of character for Shoresy, the character, to act that way because of who he is.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense. But inside the universe, loyalty isn't flexible. So Edmonton, like it's tough for somebody from Edmonton because he's our guy. We literally have a statue of this guy downtown. So he's my childhood hero. Kiso's kind of my adult hero. And now I'm not mad. I'm not canceling them. I'm not outraged at this. But like I said in the Discord chat, I'm disappointed. And just like when your parents said it to you, it lands heavier than anger possibly ever could.
Mm.
And that's my Gretzky rant and the Kiso rant.
I love it.
Well said.
Well said. Well put. Anything else in general about the episode?
No, the episode was like it had its highlights. Like I'm the same. I think one of my favorite things was Hitch popping up from behind the couch. That was priceless. His interplay with Mike and Aaron, the people at the show. That is one of my favorite things about Shoresy, the character, is that he does know the guy who sweeps the floor's name and he knows the hairstylist's name. Like that is a trait to be proud of. But yeah, other than that, like you said, it fell kind of flat otherwise. And I think I took more of the rehabilitation, and then like I'm with you on the European hockey style. It's like if the European hockey style is caught up and past it, they certainly didn't show it last week.
Right.
I'm tired of that narrative of like when we used to win games in the 70s is when we used to cross-check guys in the face because that was the only way we could win back then.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind the fact that things are going to a bit of a style and finesse with a little bit of edge still thrown in. That's not a bad thing.
Couldn't agree with you more. All right. So I was teasing that we had a bit of a special guest joining us. Somebody was like, is Gretzky joining us? No, of course not. No, or Wayne or Kiso.
It's Trump.
It's no.
Sorry. Sorry, that's bad.
Wow.
That's bad. That's
so joining us is our buddy Justin, who is one of the moderators from the Shoresy Reddit. And the reason I asked him to come on is because we were talking about this episode earlier on, and he mentioned, well, I mean, Justin, why don't you kind of explain when the season dropped in Canada, what happened in the subreddit?
Well, I'll give you the sort of the Coles notes.
And nothing beyond episode 2, please.
Oh yeah, nothing beyond episode.
Nothing beyond
specifically
episode 2.
About this episode that we're talking about tonight. Yeah,
sure. So to kind of to explain that, I think we kind of need to go back into time. When we got the initial sort of cut of information from New Metric Media on here's what's coming up this season, here's the episodes, who's in them, all the titles, kind of did a scan of it, and I saw the Great One, and I was like, this is going to be an interesting time. And of course, anybody who's ever watched 5 minutes of hockey at any point in their life knows who the Great One is, unless you're hiding under a rock. You know, that term is, oh yeah, I know exactly who that is. So when we saw that, I, sent a note to the moderation team. I said, listen, episode 2 of season 5 is going to be called The Great One. We need to be prepared for every possible eventuality of what's going to happen. And essentially what we saw was exactly what we had predicted. Gretzky's appearance Gretzky's appearance on the show, even if it was through a phone call, resulted in probably the most amount of traffic and the most amount of comments and interaction that we saw on the sub, which is fantastic. I love that. That's exactly what this is for. I just hope that it had been for somebody who was a little bit more or a little less controversial.
Sure.
But it is what it is. The simple reality is that, I have my opinions about Gretzky. He's a talented hockey player, to say the least. And that's probably the grossest understatement. But his politics are they're a lightning rod. And what we ended up seeing was a lot of very polarized feelings on both sides.
Sure.
And I mean that from a political perspective. You know, people who are aligned with the type of people who you know, that he spends time with, had a lot of feelings to say about, you know, his appearance. People who are not aligned with the types of people he spends time with had a lot to say about it. People who I've not known personally, but people who I, you know, are, you know, I guess conservative, Republican, whatever you want to call it, had a lot of negative feelings about his appearance on the show. Did not like the fact that they, you know, that to them, it was what the young kids call today a glazing of his, you know, of who he is. And I don't disagree with that. They felt that a lot of what this was a PR redemption tour for Gretzky after the Four Nations fiasco. And I completely agree with that. And that's not a, and let me be very clear, that is not a judgment that I have towards Jared Kiso. It's not a judgment that I have towards the producers, anything, you know, any of that. That's not why I bring that up. But I think a lot of this is a PR redemption tour. And I think that, you know, what it resulted in was a lot of people having some very strong opinions, rightly or wrongly, about his appearance on the show. Am I glad that it created engagement in our community? Absolutely. We worked really, really hard to keep those conversations not about politics, because that's not what the Shoresy subreddit is for. There's dozens or hundreds of communities where people can talk about that. This isn't, you know, there's the Shoresy subreddit isn't a home for that. We're not interested in having those conversations. If you want to talk about Gretzky being on the show, that's great. But in the context of his politics and who he spends time with and where he parties, I really don't care.
When the season dropped on Hulu, did you see, was there a difference from the American reaction to the Canadian reaction, would you say?
I felt the Canadian reaction was a lot stronger.
Well, understandable. Yeah. I would assume that probably the American reaction would be like, why are the Canadians so pissed? You know?
Yeah. I think that, you know, by and large, Americans do have an opinion about it, but it honestly has not been something that, that brought up nearly as much conversation. I think also people were kind of, I think Americans at that point were aware of the fact that he was on the show.
Sure.
So, you know, whether, you know, the Canadians, whether Canada getting it first had an impact on that, I don't think so. Reddit tends to skew left. So it tends to be more of an angry place when it comes to conservative personalities in politics. So I think that Americans are more like, whatever. Whereas Canadians were, you know, we were ready to light our hockey sticks on fire and invade with, you know, maple syrup and beaver tails. I tend to think that it was just
delicious invasion ever.
It's a great way to invade. A little high in calories for my liking, but you know, we'll go with it. But it was just very interesting to see the reaction between individuals from either side of the border.
Amazing.
Well, I can't help but question or ask, you know, knowing the timeline and then post Four Nations, they wrote this came out. Things obviously got worse by the time of release. They definitely were disadvantaged by time, right? Where when this season came out and it was at sort of the peak of everything that's been going on, I wonder if there was discussions amongst the production of shit, like do we release this? Like, do you think that ever came up? Like, do we?
I don't think it was ever a question whether they would release it. My only speculation is if Kiso wrote those scripts 6 months later, I'm wondering if the focal point of that episode would have been Wayne Gretzky. I'm just wondering, right? Because the Four Nations Cup thing was you know, not great. But I feel like it only got worse later with the whole 51st state and the governor Gretzky and all that stuff.
Well, it was just a few weeks prior that he was out golfing with Trump, and then the show came out. Like things like that. Like I can't. even if it was never even an option, I'm sure someone asked the question, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, is this a good idea? Like, what are the fans gonna think? How are people gonna react? Is this gonna be good? Is this gonna sink us? Is this like, those have to be questions in a production meeting when you're, at the end of the day, this is a business, right? And this kind of publicity is, to your point, Justin, it's bringing a ton of traffic. So people are talking, which is fantastic in a social setting. But in the long run, what does it do to the brand, right? Like,
yeah. You know what? I don't think it impacts the brand at all, to be honest with you.
Okay.
The reality is that the number of people that were, outraged by his appearance are far outweighed by those that, were, recognized that, I think share the same opinions as me. I recognize his contributions to hockey.
Yeah.
And I'm at the same time able to separate that from the individual that he is today. I think those are two different facets of a person.
Yeah.
Conflating the two on making them equal. It's not the way I move through the world.
Sure.
And if that's how people want to move through the world, then that's fine. That's not for me. I think I'm a little bit more.
I just think it's important to say that, unless anybody in here on this chat is actually friends with Wayne Gretzky or in his inner circle, I think we shouldn't be stating or assuming what kind of a person he is.
Which is fair.
Why not let him tell you who he is?
He's always stated that he's never going to give up his Canadian citizenship. He's never become a U.S. citizen. He's lived there for decades. You have to remember too, right? He's lived in the United States for decades now, and all this time he's maintained his Canadian citizenship.
But I think at this point, it has nothing to do with that.
But Matt. But he doesn't get political. He simply says, "Leave me. I'm just a hockey player," and that's fine. And like, if we want to get on his case because we want him to be more political than that,
but isn't there a certain responsibility in a position like that?
We don't need him to get political. We just have to tell. Anyway.
No one says it. It's just part of the territory.
Leave the man alone. He's given us enough.
I don't know.
He's given us enough.
Disagree.
I don't think you should be putting a hockey player on a pedestal like that. I think there's.
Oh, trust me, I've been cured of that. There's never again will an athlete.
You should not be putting celebrities, athletes, or to be representing society.
So that's fine.
It makes no sense that we do that, but we do that. So,
on the same extent,
but you shouldn't do that.
So to the same extent, I don't need to be praising somebody who keeps friends with
Nobody's asking you to praise them, but you shouldn't be.
Okay, but what are we talking about here, though, Victor? Right here, we're talking about we're rating an episode that is heaping that praise on. So anyway, we're going to move on. Justin, thank you for joining us, bud. You're coming back for an episode, your own episode soon. What is it? Episode 5? I think you're going to come back.
5, 6.
Yeah, I think it's 5. So great to hear from you, and we'll see you back for that episode. We're going to move on to ratings because we'll need to move faster here. So we'll start with me. Ratings. Justin, feel free to stick around if you want, or drop off. It's your call.
I got to finish this game stick and then I'm going to sleep because I got to work in the morning.
Perfect. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight, bud.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. See you,
brother.
Cheers.
Bye.
So ratings. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy that. And so the Gretzky stuff was part of it. Again, the fact that it wasn't very funny, the fact that there was a lot of preaching, the fact that some of this stuff didn't age well. I'm trying hard, other than the music, to find positives for this episode. And then I started thinking, have I ever given a Shoresy episode of Compost? I don't remember. I think I'm going to have to give this one a Compost. Matt.
Yeah. Again, this one's hard, right? There's a lot going on here. Stripping all that aside,
is that a shot at Nat?
No.
Do I get a shot at Nat? What?
Oh, there's one more good thing about the episode. Yes, Nat was a pleasant thing.
Yeah, see, we completely that got lost in all that. Yeah.
That's because you guys are letting your politics show. You guys just need to focus on the fun stuff.
I know, but that's part of it. If there was a lot more fun around this episode and not just that, it might have shadowed it a bit. But it wasn't.
I love that the dad came back. But again, it was only a phone call, and but it was only a phone call. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and here's where I'll take this. I mean, all the what we said, yes. Did this episode, did it make me laugh? Not really. This is the end of the day. I see this as a comedy. If we're transitioning into more of a dramedy or drama, I call it what it is, and let's call it a drama now. We'll have a serious hockey show. But I'm still expecting humor, and I didn't laugh very much. We know these seasons are short, 6-episode seasons. Do I feel like this one did a lot of progression in the timeline? Not so much. It was like it came on, Gretzky. The no-show's gone. Now the EU. So I guess they've set up the next stage, but there needs to be quicker movement in these things. I think with these 6, we've talked about this in previous seasons where sometimes it's like there wasn't enough in there for story progression. So I wish there was that. But at the end of the day, I think I'm with you, Al. Like, I don't know if I've ever given it a compost, but if I go back to my gut feeling on the first watch, I was just, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I was disappointed by it. I think time was against them on this one, even though I try to separate the two. And it left me feeling kind of cringe. And, isn't that what the kids say these days, or is that no longer a thing?
No,
I don't know.
They moved on to something else. I don't know what, but yeah.
So this one was Skibbity Toilet, right? Is that it? I don't know.
I don't know.
All right.
So compost. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to do it, man. It was a rough one for me.
Stan?
It is a hard episode. Not for the reasons that you guys are giving. For me, it was like a lot of stop and pause. Like it was a lot of them staring at the TV. And I'm sure that they were trying to build suspense in those moments, but it just ended up making me feel bored. Like I was just watching them watch, and there was another person that popped up to watch the TV. The only kind of standout moments was, in the office where Shoresy was, trying to figure out what the hell was happening. Mm-hmm. When Sager's name was said, it was distracting because you were trying to figure out, well, where did his name come into the conversation? So the episode just kind of didn't really flow for me in that way, because it just kind of felt like we got somewhere and we paused again, and we got somewhere and we paused again. And because the hockey stuff, it to me, it just didn't really do much. I wouldn't say it's definitely not a fresh, but I don't think it's a compost either. Like there was some qualities in it. So I think I'll just stick it in the middle.
Okay, Clarence. Victor, how about you?
Well, you know what? I was coming in here with a clearance, but fuck y'all. I'm giving it a fresh.
Whoa.
Because wow. I just feel like
I'm not a contrarian.
A spite
not
fresh.
a contrarian at all.
Well, no.
Why are you changing it?
A spite fresh.
Because I feel like your ratings, not Tanya, but yours and Matt's ratings are out of spite.
No,
and it's not.
So
it's out of the enjoyment of this episode. I did not enjoy the episode.
I get it.
Okay,
but you're being blinded by the light.
Yeah.
Let me take that aside for a second. I didn't find the episode very funny. I think there was a lot of story gaps in what was going on. I don't think it moved things along quick enough to get me to the next level. And yeah, there was a lot of just like slow movement. So I take that and then that add on top of it. Yes, it definitely hit me, but I was already not enjoying it prior to that.
Yeah, I gave my reasons too. And
I want to, and don't get me wrong, I want to love them. Mm-hmm. I love this show.
Yeah.
It's very, it's hard for me to say compost, even more than Letterkenny. Like Letterkenny, I think we were all about this show. I think to your point out, I don't think you've ever given it a compost. This might be the first one for me too. Mm. I don't want to do that. I love this show. I love the people of this show. I love the creators of this show. I love the community behind this show. This one did not hit home for me.
Yeah, Victor, you gotta vote. You gotta vote on the episode, not on the conversation.
I am, and so really the only issue I had with the episode really was the cold open, because
now we're calling it a cold open.
Yeah, no, I had an issue with a cold open because it doesn't really connect to anything. And the reason I say that, it's like, it's supposed to be, I guess, him dreaming of, of that kind of, and again, I don't really know, and I could be wrong about this, because maybe you guys have your own interpretation of what that cold open was supposed to mean. But the only thing I can take away from it is that he's dreaming about that type of hockey where it's tough.
Yeah.
But all those names that were dropped, that's not the kind of game they played. They played a star. They were all superstars.
Yeah, they weren't dirty players. They were tough, but they weren't dirty.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, they were dirty, but they were dirty within the confines of the rules. They weren't going around and, doing what Shoresy was doing.
Right.
Right. It's not, they weren't Sean
ankles.
They weren't a bunch of Sean Averys. You know what I mean?
Well, they were Bobby Clarks. They weren't a bunch of Bobby Clarks.
they were even more talented than Bobby Clark. But that's not, I didn't actually watch Clark play. I only saw him on repeat. But all those guys, I grew up with those guys, right? And they were the superstars. They were the stars of the game.
Yeah.
But while they were the stars, it was the Dave Semenkos and the Marty McSorleys and Uwe Krupps and Alf Samuelsons, and those were the dirty players, right?
Yeah.
And then Matt Cooks for the younger people.
Okay.
But anyway, so I'm giving it a fresh because aside from the cold open, I thought the episode was fine. I was not triggered by Gretz.
Fine isn't fresh. But okay.
Everything that Kiso said about Gretzky doesn't. It's all true. It's all fine. There was nothing controversial about this. Okay. It was fine.
Victor's giving it a fresh because Kiso agreed with him that a no-show can't have two teams.
I was saving that. I was saving that for the next segment.
Okay, we got to move on. It's 11
saving
o'clock.
that for the next segment.
Jay, your rating for this one.
Jay, sorry we didn't give you a unicorn today.
No.
It's.
I give you a unicorn for your rant. I loved it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it was a great rant.
It's. I'm the same as you guys. It's like the last thing I ever want to do with a show that I've enjoyed watching as much as I have this one and all the other ones. It's like, but it's a compost. Like they didn't do anything other than anger me for the most part.
Yeah.
Because if it, like the Gretzky thing, take it, whatever. That's the new problem of the day, and it's become, to Victor's point, it's probably blown bigger than it probably needs to. But I think it's hard to explain that to maybe the American audience, just like who he is to us. Like I don't know who the equivalent would be to an American sports audience, like that's been captured, I guess.
Michael Jordan,
country. Like Michael Jordan, like would be similar, I guess. But like I don't know. I just look at it
Shohei.
Like Shohei. Like maybe Shohei to Japan.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, but I just look at like everything about it. So the Gretzky thing's one part. Like I've hated for 20 years listening to the Don Cherries of the world talk about how hockey used to be in the 70s. And when you watched that game, it was unwatchable. Like it wasn't hockey. It was guys running around smashing guys in the face with sticks, slashing them on the ankles. Like the talented players didn't thrive in that atmosphere until it kind of got later on. So like I'm tired of guys looking back into the future as being like or looking back into the past and saying that's what it needs to be. He talked about it for 10 minutes in this episode, and I guess for me personally, as a hockey fan my whole life, I'm just tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you add the next piece to it. So like Teppo Mäki, so you've got your Finnish head coach of the Euro team. They name him after sushi. Is that what you do? You make fun of how they say their names over there, so you call them something like that. Like even that, I thought
I didn't even catch that.
Like I thought that was a punch below the belt that's beneath this team and this like.
Oh, okay.
That's what making these shows.
All right. So compost. All right, let's move on to MVPs real quick. I'm going to give mine to Ashley Nay for that amazing hair job she gave to Hitch when he came out from behind the couch. It was perfectly spiked and disheveled because I can't think of anyone else in this episode that I would give an MVP to. So Ashley, well done with the hair. I'm assuming she's the one who did the hair in that one. Matt, your MVP.
Yeah, I mean, not too close. I was going to give it to Hitch. The ability to pass out and effectively sleep behind a couch like that.
I was concerned about Pam though, because she was there too. Like they were dancing together anyway. I don't know if she was behind the couch, but
I don't know. But that was I've passed out in some pretty crazy spots, but never crammed in behind a couch. So kudos to him for that one.
So your MVP's Hitch.
Yeah. Hitch.
All right, Tan.
I want to give my second to Nat Oh my gosh, you are just smoking hot, girl. Absolutely smoking hot. But my MVP would go to Zieg. I love the banter between
Zieg was fun.
Shoresy and Zieg on the couch at the end there, and him saying get on her back or on his back. I thought that was a really nice kind of moment between the two of them.
Moment, yeah.
And I think she did an amazing job in that scene.
Okay, Victor, what MVP are you coming out with out of spite? It's Gretzky, isn't it? You're going to fucking give it to Wayne Gretzky.
No, you clearly haven't learned anything about me at all in all these.
Nobody has.
It's going to be his two people in the no-show. Come on.
Clearly, well, first I was going to give it to Nat's halter top, but that comes in second.
Not her underwear. No. That was pretty special underwear.
I give it to Zoom calls.
No, the underwear was already there. The halter top was hiding things, and it was, and then she took it off. But anyway, no, the MVP is going to the MacGuffin.
What?
The MacGuffin.
You're saying it again. Are we just throwing words here?
The MacGuffin. The no-show is closing.
Is this your new MacGuffins? No.
Yeah, that's a MacGuffin.
Comeuppance.
No, that's comeuppance is something different.
So the no-show closing is your MVP. Gotcha.
Yeah, a MacGuffin is kind of
Why is that a good thing that the no-show closed?
Because it was Victor's idea. That's why. Because Victor gave it to Kiso.
Oh,
this goes back to the conversation and the whole idea of you can't shut down a team without shutting down the league. When the league only has 4 teams in it, and now he basically took that conversation and used that as the MacGuffin for this season.
Awesome's like, Victor, that is not what a MacGuffin is. But anyway, we're going to move on because we're running out of time here. Jay.
No, that is exactly what.
Jay, what's your MVP?
I think that in an episode like this, the clear MVP is Sean.
The gigolo.
The gigolo. Like, he gets called, he shows up, he goes into that house. Clearly, he wins the episode.
I love it.
Attaboy.
Okay, that's amazing. Let's move on to...
all right, Jeff.
Questionable call.
I love that Jeff sends these, and I want him to keep on sending them, but I would love to also hear other people send their questionable calls in. So feel free, anybody.
He's officially taken over this segment as Jeff's segment.
But here we go.
Hey guys, it's your buddy Jeff from Maine again. Hey Al, can I have my own segment? We can call it the Sudbury Skids Sports Report, because trying to come up with new titles for this is making me consider trying hard drugs. All right, I need some help here, and Victor may be the man for the job. Explain to me the point of 3-on-3 hockey in overtime. Why? The only appropriate time for 3-on-3 is if the game turns into Liam's mom and you've got a bunch of guys in the box all at once. If you're going to change the game that much, you might as well just have a dick measuring competition, or go all heated rivalry and have a sword fight. Helicopter. Just want to say great first episode back for both you and the show. The not a cold open was one of the funniest bits in Shoresy history, and the emotional Coach Shoresy / Jack scene early on, and really throughout the episode, was one of the best dramatic scenes in Shoresy history. Let's give an assist to Al. He gets promoted from background extra to co-writer for the Massachusetts gag. Up next, tenor Yuri Fay. Gotta run. I've got some try-on halls to watch. Lesser of two evils, boys. Peace and love, y'all.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Jeff, for
Good
that.
job, Jeff.
Those are so much fun. All right, I've got one review here from the podcast. Love this pod, 5 stars. I enjoy listening to this podcast. I feel like I would be friends with them in real life. I'm excited to finally get the newest season of Shoresy, so we have something to chat about. And that's from TBRSLP from the United States of America on iTunes. Thank you so much, TBRL, whatever. You know who you are. All we have left now
nailed that.
are final comments, and I'm first again. Jay, it's funny when I was asking who wants what episode, you're like, do I dare take episode 2? And I knew exactly what you meant when you did that. I'm so glad you did, because it was important to have somebody here to represent Edmonton, the city of champions, for this topic. So thank you for joining us. You did an amazing job. Justin, thanks for joining us from the Reddit. We'll see you. I think it's in episode 5. You guys did all. I was equally looking forward to and dreading today, because I knew it was gonna turn into what it turned into. In the end, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So it was good discussion and stuff. Victor, I still can't believe you gave this a fresh. Like, seriously, is there nothing you won't do out of spite? But anyway, thank you all. The live stream was jumping tonight. So thanks to awesome Jeff, Michelle, Mike, Robbie was on there. Jeremy was on there. Great to see so many faces we haven't seen in a while. Thanks for joining us tonight. Matt?
Yeah, this was an interesting one. I knew it was the second I saw the episode. I think in the end, is to your point, Al, was not as painful as we thought it could potentially be. But I think it's important that these discussions happen, even when they're controversial. We don't, the world doesn't agree, and that's okay. Some extremes more than other. And this episode, again, it fell at an interesting time. I think had this all happened a year prior, or maybe even a few years later, who knows? But the time was not in their favor on this one for those.
In your opinion,
I was going to say those who were triggered by it, right? But that said, these are always fun to do. Jay, I'm so glad you came tonight, man. I think the real MVP of this episode is you. Your spiel, your Rick Mercer report there, as you called it, was fantastic, man. I loved the thought you put into it, the context you created to add more to what was already shared in the episode, and then you brought it full circle back to what it means today. And I think that really was a really good reflection of why there's controversy around this for those who feel it. So I really thank you for that. I don't think anyone on the show could have said it better than how you put it. So I appreciate you, man. Yeah, appreciate you, man.
I agree with Matt. Jay, you did a fantastic job. I appreciate that you said it so well and gathered your thoughts. It really feels like you put a lot of time and effort into that, and I think it was really well said and very well done. So great on you for that. I also want to say, Justin, thank you for the great idea of putting maple syrup on beaver tails. Never thought of that before. But I'll have to give that a go because that sounds delicious. Victor, you never disappoint.
I don't know. Tonight might have been a disappointment.
I don't, you know what? You say what you want. Victor, you're lovely. I understand, which scares me in a way, but anyways, I love you all the same. And Vic and Matt, thank you for making me laugh tonight, because God knows I needed it. It's been a tough evening. So I appreciate all the laughter, and thank you for not riling up and getting yourself worked up this evening.
That was calm.
Is that why you were in the other room?
I didn't want to get clubbed by the
Yeah, he's got a cast on it now. It's even...
All right, Victor.
Yeah, so let's start. It's been a while since I used my blue spatula, so let me just give one to Matt. It's been a while, so blue spatula for Matt.
Accept it.
I just for your viewing pleasure, I put the definition for MacGuffin into the chat, so you can view that at your own leisure. And then so Jay, I mean, everyone has already said it. You exemplify what it means to be a Canadian, and I think that you also demonstrate. I think this whole episode and this whole discussion shows how we can have fairly civil enough conversation without it getting kind of down and dirty, and still be friends coming out of it. I think we can all agree in most cases and disagree a little bit in other cases, and be okay with that. I think that it's totally cool. You, like Tanya and Matt said, and maybe Al, that you were very eloquent and thoughtful in how you put your words together. But even more impressively, you delivered it really well. It only took one take, Matt. And so, fantastic guest. Always a pleasure to have you. And it was really cool to have Justin visit us as well. I thought it was a great episode today.
And Jay.
Oh, thanks for having me again, guys. It's always fun to pop on and do the pod. This one was like a little extra special, like you said, just because it hits close to home, and it was able to kind of maybe like really think about why the episode pissed me off as much as it did while I was watching it. And I guess trying to maybe understand it a little bit better. So doing the research to make the rant kind of helped me understand why I'm having an outsized reaction to a guy being on a television show, to be honest. But no, it was fun to talk about it, and look forward to more.
All right. So I'm going to play us off here with hopefully a song that won't get us kicked off of YouTube. I won't play I know Blue Rodeo will, and I'm pretty sure that Don't You Leave Me This Way will. But let's play Driver's Seat by Soné. And that's all we have for this episode. Next week, we recap, review episode 3 of Shoresy, A Winning Culture with our buddy Dave Service. Until then, if you'd like to support the podcast, become a patron or tell a friend. Also, follow us on Blue Sky at protosampod.com. Thanks for joining us. Now we're going to the after party. On behalf of Jay, Tanya, Matt, Victor, and myself, thank you for listening and have a great week.